Hello again, YouTube! This is Dr. Kendo, and welcome to another Scribblenauts Unlimited Object Editor Commentary. This is, of course, the series where I create your favorite characters in the Scribblenauts Unlimited Object Editor, a feature only on the Wii U and PC versions of this game. If you hear my voice today and are wondering why there's a certain scratchiness to it, I guess more than usual. I mean, my voice is always scratchy, but I'm catching some kind of sickness. I am like perpetually sick, and I'm getting pissed off because I'm just like always catching something from somebody. I mean, if you're sick, stay away from me. I need to get in a bubble. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start off with the source object of a ghost hunter, but you're gonna go ahead and, of course, want to type it in until you get the female ghost hunter. So right there, it should look like this, basically. Notice that I actually colored her shoes red because we are gonna keep those legs there. You could take them off, but I thought it'd be kind of interesting if her legs actually do show up because we're actually creating Princess Peach. Everybody knows Peach. So this was very highly requested last episode when we did a remake of Mario. We got a veil twice, and the veil can be for the dress. So make sure that the veil is attached to the body, you know, the torso of the character. Now, also we have this duckling body. The duckling body is the same kind of deal. We want it to be attached to the ghost hunter's torso right there, as well as this dot. We're going to use the dot. That'll be for the little gem here on her dress, kind of around her chest. And I like the duckling body to be those, like, the other color. You know, there's a darker color of pink on there. And it also helps us separate the black lines of the veil. Otherwise, it would look like, you know, there's this random just sort of line coming through over her midsection, basically. And so we also went with a female thief for the arms, and now I'm going to go with a rabbit, and the rabbit is going to be for these fluffy sleeves, or really just poofy shoulders right there. Looking good, looking good. So attach each of those to the arm that they need to go on. A clown nose right now. We have used this before, but this is kind of like a stamp that I've used for a balled up fist, which is what we're going to do here. You could do a lot of things. I mean, if you want her to just have hands, by that I mean Scribblenauts hands. Of course, the clown nose is supposed to be her hands, but I'm just saying, if you want her hand to be out instead of balled up like a fist like that, you could do hands. You know, you could possibly do receiver glove. It's gonna have a few lines in it that I didn't really want, and there's a few other methods you could use. Maybe a ghoul, like the fish ghoul, and use the fin of that. Anyway, we got a troglodyte's back arm for the neck right here with yolk. Of course, that's many pieces of yolk. That's like yolk from an egg, and those are for the frillies around her neck right there on her dress, and a pom-pom was back there for her hair. Her hair goes down really far, and if you do that on the head object, you'll actually have some problems, because unless you move the head layered behind the body more so, which then would have its own problems with that troglodyte neck back arm piece, you would see the hair kind of going down in front of the body rather than behind it. So that's why we did it that way. We're in the properties editor right now. This is where you can edit health for your character and lots of other things, and so anyway, I like to read background information and fun facts whenever we get to this section of the video, so let's do it! Princess Peach is obviously one of the main characters within the Mario franchise, who often resides in her castle among many toads. Even her name has a bit of discrepancy here and there because she was originally known as Princess Toadstool in the West, as Nintendo of America thought the name Peach was irrelevant to the whole Mushroom Kingdom kind of theme. It wasn't until 1993 on the English version of Yoshi's Safari that she was first given the name Princess Peach outside of Japan. Now, that game didn't catch on as much as the next game to use the Peach name, of course, which was the beloved Super Mario 64. Amazing game. Peach has been in Mario games since 1985, all the way up until now, obviously, also meaning that she's appeared in more games than any other female character in video game history. I personally am crazy about the character Princess Peach, and I'm still holding out for someone to get me the Wedding Peach amiibo for Super Mario Odyssey. But it's funny because I always, you know, I prefer brunettes as a general rule. I mean, look at who I married. It's just, I don't know. Princess Peach is someone I grew up with, like many other people, and she's definitely one of my favorite video game characters of all time. So happy to make her here in Scribblenauts. Of course, we're going to start off with the head as the source object because we're going to create the head and the body separately. You may be wondering, why would you ever do that? Well, this game does have a stamp limit. A stamp being anything that we put on to create our object overall. Like this sunbather, the female sunbather head right there that we've got. It's going over the head entirely, with a golden egg going to be going over that. The golden egg will take most of the shape of the head right here, the face, and And then on the outside, of course, that sunbather hair will work really good, combined with the hair that we're going to do, like these comb-overs. We've got 2 comb-overs, put it on both sides, and then a chicken nugget, and we'll use the chicken nugget as the ear. This is also something we did for the ear of Mario. We're also going to be creating Luigi in this episode, and we'll use a chicken nugget for his ear as well, just a good stamp all around for that. And we got a pearl coming up right there for the earring, and then heart. Of course, you want the shape heart, so... Now we've got a ghoul coming up next, and the ghoul, of course, I am going to pick the fish. I talked about this a little bit earlier, but if we take that fin of it, you know, that was one stamp you could also use for her hands if you wanted to add in the extra fingers or at least add in a thumb or something like that, because it only does have 3 little protrusions right there. And we got a bubble coming up next, painted all the way white. That's going to be the outer part of her eyes, the white part right there, and then the dot is going to be for the inside. So we're going to paint this dot blue right here, and then a really, really dark blue as the pupil, which was also a dot. And then we're going with a pimple right now and paint the pimple white like this, and that should be good. And that's going to be for some shininess in the eyes. I love to do that as a detail in eyes in this game. I feel it makes the eyes really pop and look a lot better. Jellyfish upper tentacle piece, and then a whisker. The whisker is going to be for the eyelashes right here. Of course, we can't do any more. I'm going to definitely exceed the stamp space here. Definitely. That jellyfish upper tentacle piece, we're going to use another one once I kind of get this pike fin right here down. That's going to be for the mouth, with yolk being the top lip. She's got her lipstick on right here, and so that'll be for the top, and then we're going to have a dot be the bottom of the lipstick. Yes, her mouth is going to be open a little bit. So now that we kind of have the mouth in place, I can go ahead and, yep, there's the stamp limit reached once I did the last little jellyfish tentacle piece. That's going to close out her nose like this. So notice, of course, we've got her head right now without the peach crown. So we'll be creating the crown separately. So this is a 3-part object in just one moment. Of course, when you're doing the head and the body separately in this game, you want to go to the properties editor, and on your head object, make sure that you can check off this circle. It says can be worn on the face like glasses, so fill that in kind of near the bottom right there. And so once you then put the head into the hands of the body object, it'll look something like this. Now, obviously, that's not where we want the head to end up being. So what we're going to do is edit the torso right here, the body object, I should say. Edit that body. Click on this button to the left side that it turns on these green grids right here. And so there's a green grid, obviously, for where her head is supposed to be. Obviously, it's a big blank space right now, and you can basically just move that down, and we kind of needed to move ours down a lot, but also to the left a little bit, just backwards. But here we go. I said we're going to create the crown separately. So here's Peach's crown, and I'm going to show you what we use to make this. Basically, you start off with just a hat, or you could even start off with a crown if you wanted to. Just cover it up entirely, basically. We got a shoulder bone right here on both sides of the crown, but then in the middle, there's a triangle, so like the shape triangle, obviously. And then in the middle of that, like underneath all those 3 kind of crown tip pieces, there's this. It's a glow stick and the letter I. So the letter I in the middle with the glow stick on the very bottom of that. And we got dot in the middle for the little jewel right there, the red. But then on the other sides, I'm going to show you what we used, which was amber. And that was not only for the outer part, but also the gem inside of that. So there's the peach crown. You want it to be pretty dang small. You know, you're going to think, wow, is this too small? Well, keep making it small. And right here, we're going to edit, of course, under the equipment tab. If you started off with the hat, it'll already be like this, but whatever you start off with, just make sure that you check off that can be worn on the head like a hat this time. So this one, we specifically do want it to go up above the glasses. So here's what it should look like kind of when you put it all together. Now, I know that that crown is actually probably even lower than we would want it. Like, I wish it could go even higher, and the reason that it can't is basically you're going to have to edit your Peach head. You should really keep this in mind when you're creating Peach's head, is make everything as low down as you can from the head source object, you know, so move them way, way down, like try to lower the eyes, the face, and everything like that, so that then when you put it on with the crown and move the crown up, so like, you know, if you start off with the hat as the source object for the crown, move everything up to the highest point you can on the hat where it still covers it up. That's what I'm trying to say, is still cover up the source object, of course. For those wanting to take an easy way out, you could just make a small crown, you know, literally you could just type in crown and then make it small and go ahead and put it on Peach's head right there, and just kind of have the easy way out. But we wanted to customize and make it look like her crown, because the crown in Scribblenauts does not look like it. Anyway, we're gonna go with a dancer as the source object right here for our creation of Luigi. Now, some people might note, if you've been with this channel for like 5 years, or maybe it's been 4 4 years since it happened. Summer of 2013, basically. Well, there was a Scribble Ventures episode, which is my Scribblenauts comedy and skit series, or musical skit series. I basically did a song where I had Luigi in it, and I never actually showed how to create that Luigi. Well, we're gonna be remaking that Luigi, so this is not even gonna be that Luigi. This is gonna be a more improved version with Peach as the hands, which is kind of interesting because we just made Princess Peach. But anyway, we kept on the dancer's arms and legs. We used the letter I for the top of the gloves next to the peach or whatever, and I'm gonna go with a chick. Of course, that's the human chick. We're gonna take her back arm. It's like the opposite of dude, and so we'll put that down there for the shoes. We got a glow stick on the bottom of those, as well as on the overalls, kind of in the midsection right there, with the letter I below that. I'm gonna type in a troglodyte and take the back arm once again to be the neck for Luigi too, but we also used an angel. The back arm of the angel was the overall straps going over his shoulders, with a dot to be the little button in there. And we had a half rest for the collar of his shirt, kind of going around his neck right there. Looking good, so we are in the properties editor once again. Let's go ahead and read fun facts about Luigi. Am I right? Am I right? All of you guys know Luigi, Mario's younger and taller brother from the Mario franchise. We've seen him transform from being an exact copy with a palette swap of Mario back in those 8-bit days, to then gaining his own identity and personality, even becoming the protagonist of his own games like Luigi's Mansion. But did you know everyone's favorite sidekick is also an amazing singer? Yes, take a look here. We, a great revolution, you to answer to the call. Okay, so yeah, that's just me and my Red and Black Les Mis parody song about the Wii U as a debut episode of Scribble Ventures many years ago, like I discussed. Anyway, Luigi was created, like Mario, by Shigeru Miyamoto after he saw two-player competitive or co-op gameplay on arcade games, still a somewhat new feature back at that time. But Luigi's debut was in 1983, and his name is actually believed to have been based on a popular pizzeria near Nintendo of America's headquarters named Mario and Luigi's. Lastly, I'm sure many of you may remember that 2013 was deemed the Year of Luigi by Nintendo, where there was a plethora of merchandise and games and events and things to honor Luigi's 30th anniversary of his first appearance in Mario Bros. Alright, we got that head as the source object. This is going to be largely created like we did our Mario creation, but we have a kangaroo for the hair right here. You can also use certain back arms of characters as well if you don't want to use the kangaroo for whatever reason. It's all going to mostly look the same. The kiwi fruit, a black mamba's back tailpiece. The kiwi fruit was for the white of the eyes. Police hat was for the hat with a puddle as the rim. Chicken nugget for the ear. Bubble for the nose. Dot is going to be for the inside of his eyes, with hemisphere right now going down for the mouth. He's going to have his mouth open as well a little bit. And so we're just kind of moving everything over. Black Mamba tailpiece was twice for the mustache, of course. And I'm going to go with just a tail, regular tail, as the hair in the back right here. And a glow stick painted all the way white as you can get it, to be for the teeth there in his mouth. We got pimple coming up for the shine in his eyes after the dot was there again for the pupil. A circle for the white circle on the top of his hat right there, or the middle of his hat, I guess we should say, with L. You can just type in the letter L right there and get that. Looking good, so we'll make this called Luigi Head. And of course, as a reminder, whenever you make the head and the body separately, go into the scripting for your head object here in the properties editor. Check off this circle at the bottom of the screen, one up. It says can be worn on the face like glasses. And so that's going to do it right now. I think we do have a little bit of stamp space, so I might come back to my design of Luigi, but I wanted you to see how close they are kind of with the Mario and Luigi creations here. And of course have our Peach on screen. And of course I didn't even mention, oh my god, my Kendo avatar is Toad right now, so it's like a Toad Kendo avatar. Completely awesome. We totally have to do that Nintendo crossover. It's gonna happen. But yes, we had a little bit of stamp space on the body of Luigi right here. And so I'm actually gonna go with a cuttlefish. There's a top piece of the arm tentacle parts or whatever, so we're gonna use that for some more detail on his gloves. At least this glove. The other one, it's gonna be like it's facing the other way, so we don't really need to do it on the back arm there. But on the front arm, we have the 3, kind of like I did with Mario, so gives him more detail to the object. We had the stamp space, so why not use it on a good detail like that? But I think there was also stamp space on his head, so I'll probably make the ear a little bit more detailed as well. But notice, of course, right now on screen you can see Peach completely being savage in front of that Peach Rabbit. I don't think she likes that there's a Peach Rabbit in existence right here. So let's see what happens when we put both of them up against each other here in Scribblenauts Unlimited. We're gonna make the rabbit hostile, and boom, it looks like Peach actually... Okay, Peach Rabbit is running away scared. For God's sake, I have to give it... I thought I gave it the brave adjective in its own episode, but maybe not. Usually we do this in my series. Whenever they take damage, they become brave, so that they don't do that and run away from fights. But hey, rabbits are crazy, so maybe it makes sense. Anyway, Peach is shooting out a turnip as her projectile. Now, occasionally she will also shoot a pink heart shape when she loses or gains some health. You know, that's one of the scripts as well. It was kind of an ode to Smash Brothers, especially kind of the later Smash Brothers. You know, when she hip checks, she has the hearts coming out with her forward special. And holy monkeys, it looks like Peach has defeated the Princess Peach Rabbit, and the rabbit's head is down there like,
"You suck."
But let's see another battle here. We got our Mario up against the Mario Rabbit. Of course, I created all these rabbits back in a past episode. So, of course, check out this channel if you like this kind of content and to see more. There's like basically 300 episodes in this series, not all of them numbered. But we got Mario going up against the Mario Rabbit right here. Looking good. Mario with the dancer as the source object occasionally will do that you just saw. And oh my gosh, that's the last heart. Boom! Mario takes him down. Completely savage, kicking that head forward, tossing that shade, and the Mario Rabbit head is on the ground just like, you suck. Alright, so let's see what happens now when we put Luigi, who's also doing the dancer pose or whatever, because he was a dancer as well, going up against the Rabid Luigi. We all love Rabid Luigi, don't we? So let's see if there's going to be 3 for 3 here for the Mario Brothers team against the Rabbids. And of course, Luigi does also shoot out a fireball. It's supposed to be green. It only is green for like the first second, but then Scribblenauts Unlimited makes the fireball become orange no matter what. So no matter which color you do like that, it'll still be the orange color, and then boom! It looks like Luigi is going to take that victory as well against the Rabbids, making it 3 for 3 for the Mario Brothers. The Rabid Luigi's head is just down there on the ground like, blah! But that's gonna do it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for viewing, you guys. For those that want an update on my baby boy, yes, I did have a son. It's my first child ever. Baby Kendo is doing pretty good, except for this week he did get sick. I'm wondering if that's maybe where I got sick from. But poor baby Kendo has been coughing like crazy, so let's all hope, of course, by the time this uploads on Sunday that he is better. I'm recording this on Thursday and Friday. But other than that, he's an amazing child, still sleeps through the night. But alright, go ahead and leave your comments for what you want to see as most popular, most requested. That's what'll get created in this series. So leave some comments about who you want to see next, and I will catch you guys on the next vid. And thanks for viewing.
Down the road of twists and turns, always anxious to see what's within. We can look ahead to the point of no return, to the rest of our lives as a spectacle.